Hello there, Christina from MonkeyPod here, showing you how to use and configure relationship roles in your MonkeyPod. In order to start with roles, you're going to go ahead and click on Relationships, and then under Track and Organize, click Manage Roles. MonkeyPod comes out of the box with some roles loaded. However, we understand that you are likely going to want some new roles. Roles in MonkeyPod, in general, are segments of relationships that you have in your system. Roles are ways that people, organizations, foundations, etc., relate to your organization. So, for instance, here we have groups of people that are board members, customers, donors, employees, grant makers or institutional funders, members, partner organization, program participants, schools, support group leaders, vendors, and volunteers. These are a lot of roles. We usually recommend keeping your roles to about 5 to 7 roles. However, if you have this many different stakeholders and relationships for your organization, you may need more. Roles give us relationship cards tied to each role, as well as attribute sets. One of the best ways to see this is to look at some relationships. So let's go ahead and take a look at our board members. These are people that have board member listed as one of their roles. You'll notice here that Lupe and Carrie are still showing up even though they are not board members because they are householded under Angelo, who is a board member. Let's go ahead and take a look at Angelo. A couple of things to notice with this relationship is that Angelo is a board member, and these are the relationship cards that we have selected to show up for our board members. Angelo's role also decides that he is going to see the board member management custom attribute set. If you would like to learn more about custom attributes, be sure to check out our knowledge base article or our YouTube videos. Let's go ahead now and take a look at how we can define or maybe change these relationship cards. So, for instance, under relationships, if we go to manage roles, we can now see that these are those cards that were tied to the board member role. And here's the board member management custom attribute set. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here's where we can select which relationship cards we want to show up for people in this role. When you are defining roles, remember that we only need to see things for people in this role. So, for instance, we don't need to select contribution history because if somebody is a board member and a donor, they will have both roles. Let's go ahead and take a look, and let's trim these up a little bit so that we can see the difference. So now let's go ahead and go back to our roles list, and let's take a look at some of those board members. Let's go ahead and take a look at Arnold, who's also listed as a board member in our system. You will see now we have a lot fewer relationship cards for this role. But you will see that donor preferences and board member management are showing up for this relationship because they are both a donor and a board member. If you would like to make this person also an employee, you can go ahead and click to put them into that role. You will notice that in addition to the relationship cards changing, the actions in your action menu also changed. So for instance, let's remove the employee and the donor role, and you will see that now this says edit details, merge, and archive. It's only if somebody's a donor do they get these extra donation, pledges, and donor portal and credit memo information. In addition to roles, you can also have custom attributes. If you're not sure if something's a role or a custom attribute, it's a good exercise to sit and think about how that person relates to your organization. So, for instance, if Arnold is a board member and he's on the marketing and the technology committee, We probably don't need a marketing committee member, board member role. That's just information that kind of travels with that board member role. In general, you don't want roles that are subsets of each other. So, for instance, you don't want board member and then current board member to be roles together if you have to click both of them at the same time. If you have more questions on roles, let us know at support@monkeypod.io or attend a Welcome Wednesday. Thanks.